I chucked my scale in the trash this week. I'm going to tell you why. And I also learned some things about being on a GLP-1 that have been very helpful with me, especially during this particular time on my journey. So we're going to talk about that. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Kim and I am on a journey to lose 100 pounds using a GLP-1. I am currently 43 pounds down into that 100 pounds, and I am documenting my weekly success and fails as I go along and to share with you, so in hopes that anything that I'm going through can either help you, benefit you in some way, or just kind of support each other in our little GLP-1 tribe that we have here on YouTube. So I wanted to let you guys know I threw my scale in the trash this week because every time I got on my scale, it was telling me I was changing weight within a 1 to 3 pound weight within like a 30-second period of time. So last week I got on the scale. It said I was 209, which is amazeballs. I started out at 252. And I got on the scale, it said 209, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is that real? Is that really happening? Like, have I finally broken that 40-pound stall that I've been on for the last month? And I was so excited. So I got off the scale, I waited a couple seconds, got back on the scale. It said I weighed 3 pounds more. Got off the scale, got back on the scale. It said I weighed 2 pounds more. So that was frustrating, and so I just decided that's it. I'm done with this scale. I'm buying myself a new one. That one's going in the trash. So I chucked it. I did get a new scale. The scale that I have now tells your weight, your BMI, your water, your bone density, a whole bunch of stuff. It comes with a little app that you can watch on your phone as it's reading all your measurements. So I've been using that this week and it's working out really well. I did get on the scale this morning. I weighed 210.9, but 2 days ago I did weigh 209.9. So I'm kind of fluctuating within a 1 pound mark there, but that's okay. At least it's in the right ballpark for me, and it's not telling me I weigh 3 pounds heavier in a 30-second period of time. So I wanted to let you guys know this stall-ish thing that I have been on for the last month has really been frustrating. And I've been following someone on TikTok, and let me tell you what her name is. Her channel is Better Living Health Advocate. And she did explain a few things that happen as you start your GLP-1 journey. And she kind of broke it down into the first 6 months of your GLP-1. And I am currently, let's see where I'm at. I am currently on week, 19. So I'm almost to the 5-month period. And so let me tell you what she said. She said that during the first month, your appetite suppression is going to be completely on point. You are going to have a little bit of queasiness with your stomach, and you're going to feel pretty full after you eat, and you're going to stay full for most of the day. That is when people are starting to adjust to the GLP-1 and your body's like, what is going on? This is not normal. But those are the symptoms you're going to have. She also said the second month, your appetite suppression is going to be pretty much stabilized. You're going to start noticing that you're losing weight, which is true. All of these things that I am telling you have happened to me to a T. She said on month 3, you're going to experience less inflammation. And that's when you're going to really start noticing like constipation, things like that. So that is the time when you really need to stay on point with your hydration and your fiber, and of course your protein all the time. Protein and fiber, they go, and hydration actually, all three of those things go hand in hand all day long while you're on a GLP-1. They're uber important for you to continue to make sure that you're getting enough of those on a daily basis so you don't have to suffer with any of these side effects. She said also on month 4 that you are going to have visible changes, you're going to have more energy, and your sleep is going to improve. That too is true. That's what I experienced as well. I had unfortunately had a little bit of a hormone issue during those few months up until the last couple of weeks, which also threw a wrench into things. But that's all good, and we're not talking about my hormones today because I'm done with that. And then she said, week 5, expect a plateau. Or month 5, excuse me, expect that plateau. And sure enough, I have kind of been teetering up and down for the last, I would say, month of the same weight or just going up and down between the same 3 pounds. So that is true. And when I heard that, a little light went on in my head, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's what's happening. You know, I was like, what am I doing wrong? Am I not eating enough protein? Am I not eating enough food? Am I overeating food? What am I doing that is causing me to stall out? And I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm doing everything the way that I am supposed to be doing it. My body is just at that point now where I have literally lost 43 pounds, and it's saying, okay, hold on a minute. We need to recalibrate because everything's not the same as it used to. So right now, my body is going through that readjustment period where it is recalibrating, resetting my weight thermometer or temperature, whatever you want to call it, to a new lower weight level. So that I'm excited about. I'm hoping that weight level's like down to 140 because that's where I really would like to be. 150 would make me 100 pounds loss. I really honestly do want to get to 140 though. I'll be happy at 150, but if I can get down 10 more pounds, that's chef's kiss. I would love that. So I did do a dose adjustment this last week, or the last couple of weeks. As I told you guys before, I've gone up to the 7.5 milligrams. And I am doing really well. I'm not having any side effects to mention. Nothing, really. My appetite suppression is good. My energy is good. I feel good. I feel thinner. I feel like I've got a little more confidence because my clothes are really getting loose. And I'm doing good. I did take my injection last week 1 day early. And I only did that because I was starting to get a little munchy. Like I was starting to think about food, and I thought, you know, it's the night before my injection day. I'm just gonna take it now and see how I do. And I did great. Moving my dose up 1 more day just kind of took away any of that end of the week struggle that a lot of us get. It just kind of nixed it. And so normally my injection day is on Wednesday, but last week it was on Tuesday, and today is Monday, and I am going to take my injection again tomorrow, which will actually make it 7 days since my last injection. I'm doing pretty good today. I'm not feeling munchy. I'm not feeling like I need a snack. I'm not thinking about a lot of food. I'm just feeling really good and healthy, and food is in the back of my mind. It's not even at the forefront. I'm golden. But I am going to take it tomorrow because it usually takes about 24 to 48 hours before it really starts kicking in. And not this week, but next week is Thanksgiving. So my whole thought process on this thing is if I start taking my injection on Tuesday, by Thursday, not this week, but next week, it'll be Thanksgiving Day. And my GLP1 will be kicking in. I will have the most self-control that I have during the week is right in the beginning, right after I take my injection. So I am not worried about overindulging. I don't typically overindulge anyway, but it's not a bad idea to have a little bit of insurance in place just in case, because I know that we are going to be having a lot of food, which leads me to a little bit of a story time that I'm going to tell you. So one of the reasons, not the only reason, but one of the reasons that kind of broke the camel's back for me, how does that say? The straw that broke the camel's back for me starting a GLP-1 was a little story I have to tell you. So, you know, clearly I'm menopausal and I've gained weight during menopause, and I'm struggling with, you know, all the things that menopausal women struggle with. And weight gain was the biggest problem that I had. And I had been struggling with it for a while, and my weight gain was kind of ridiculous. It was out of control. And so I had been, back and forth about getting on a GLP-1, trying to just diet, trying to do carnivore, trying to do keto. I'd lose a few pounds, but nothing I was doing was something that I felt that I could do long term. And so this summer is when I started my GLP-1. And I started that in June, the first part of June. But right before that, I would say 2 weeks before I started my GLP-1, my husband and I had gone up to our family's cabin. And it's our family, but not my direct family. My ex-husband's family owns a cabin in the mountains, about 45 minutes from where we're at. And so they invited us up. My kids were there. My ex-husband and his wife were there. We are all cordial to each other. We all get along. My ex-husband and I don't talk at all. We never have ever since we got divorced. But we still can be in the same room with each other without any issues. We typically don't do that very often. It's pretty rare. But I did notice when we were up there, my kids, my adult children, had a blast. They were so happy that we had all gotten together and that the whole family was there. And it was just a nice weekend. We had a great time with each other. But one of the things that I did experience while I was up there is I was at the peak of my weight gain and I felt awful. I was mortified that I was as big as I was. And I found myself just wanting to hide behind my husband and use him as a shield to protect myself from everybody else. Not anyone in particular, just the whole family. And there were people there that I hadn't seen in a really long time that used to be my family, but are now, separated from me. And I just thought all those things that you think about when you're overweight just started flooding down into my brain. All that self-judgment, all that mind stuff that we do to ourselves when we're heavy. What are they thinking? Are they judging me? I'm sure they're thinking that I'm ginormous. Just all that self-talk that's just negative and not healthy or good for you in any way, shape, or form was happening to me at that time. So I struggled. I was struggling while I was up there. I was embarrassed about how heavy I was. At one point, we all decided to jump in the back of the truck and take a ride down to this natural spring that was there. And I remember my daughter and I jumping up on the tailgate. And when I tried to lift myself up to jump back onto the tailgate to sit on it, I couldn't do it because I was too heavy. And I had to try a couple of times. And I was just so embarrassed of that. And I wanted to cry. And as we were riding down the road and everybody's following in a line, I got a little teary-eyed because I just thought, this is ridiculous. I cannot live my life like this. This is it. This is the final straw. I am not going to feel this way about myself anymore. So that was kind of the moment when I thought, I'm done. I absolutely have to do something about my weight at this point because I am no longer able to function in my life without all the negative self-talk and all the negative thoughts rushing into my head and making me feel worse and worse. And yeah, we did have a great weekend with the kids and our family being together, and it was a good time. But still, in the back of my mind, I just wanted to crawl under a rug or a rock and hide. I didn't want anyone to see me looking like that. So that's the last thing that I went through that finally said, you're done. You're starting a GLP-1 and we're doing this. So that was 19 weeks ago. Well, maybe 20 weeks ago. But now that I'm 43 pounds down and I feel so much better and I even look better. I took my measurements yesterday and I have lost 21 inches on my body from taking tirzepatide. And I'm not even halfway there yet. I can't wait to get to the end of this road and see where I am because I'm super excited about it now and I'm not even halfway there yet. So I wanted to tell you guys that. I told you that story because Thanksgiving is not not this coming week, but next week. And my ex-husband's wife had sent us a message and invited us for Thanksgiving. So we are going to go to their house for Thanksgiving so our entire family can be together again. And I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, what a difference it's going to be this time compared to last time. Because I'm going to walk in that door and I'm going to hold my head high and I'm going to feel good about myself, and I'm going to be talking the talk of positivity, not look how fat you are, you can't even fit in your jeans, you can't do that. I don't have any of that, and I'm not going to have any of that, and it's going to be a completely different experience for me. And I know that I am going to be able to enjoy Thanksgiving. I'm going to be able to enjoy spending time with my family, and I'm not going to sit there and have all that negative self-talk in my head happening. So I am so grateful. I am so grateful for that. I cannot wait to get to the bottom of this. I cannot wait to get to the end of my journey and see how I feel then. If I feel this good and I'm not even halfway there, how am I going to feel when I get to my goal? I don't even know. The thought of that just brings tears to my eyes, because it's hard being heavy. It's hard being overweight. All the stuff that we think that usually isn't even true, but we think it. How it affects us every single day is just crazy. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys and let you know this has been such a blessing for me to be able to take this medication, because it is helping me not just in weight, but it's giving me my life back. It's giving me the energy to do my days and do everything that I want to do. It's helping me to feel better about going outside, being social, hanging out with people, and not being absorbed in my self-consciousness because I'm worried about what they're thinking or how big my butt looks in my pants. I actually I have a life now, thanks to my GLP1. It's changing the way I think. I wouldn't be surprised if there are new neural pathways starting in my brain and going different directions, because I don't even feel like the same person. I don't think like the old Kim did, and it's just, I don't know, it's crazy. And I'm excited that I'm getting to do this, and I'm excited that you guys are getting to do this too, because every step of the way, the further you go, the more changes you're going to notice. And at the end of this journey, you're a different person completely, emotionally and physically. So that is my update for this week. I am going to take my injection tomorrow and again next Tuesday. So when Thursday comes, we're on point. But I'm going to talk to you guys one more time before Thanksgiving. And I will let you know how this week is going and let you know if I've lost any. But even if I haven't, even if I'm still on that plateau, I at least know what's going on with my body, and that it's only readjusting, and that I need to give it some time, give it a chance to recalibrate, because the weight's going to keep coming off. Even if I'm stalled out right now, it's okay. Eventually, it's going to kick back in, and we're going to keep losing, and we're just going to get better and better. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video.